after year, we get, Charles Dickens's version of Christmas Carol, and it's great.
Scrooge is a crotchety, rich old guy who hates everything and who is hated by most people.
I wish to be left alone. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I'm not about to make others merry.
Until he is visited by 3 ghosts that kind of show him his past, his present, and the future that will be if he doesn't change his ways.
If the spirit of a man goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death.
What Invasion changes is every night we drop a random invader in the very first scene, and we see how this one little ripple effect changes every other choice in the show.
Hi out there, it's me, Steve. Have you seen Blue, my puppy?
Invasion Christmas Carol is a party. And the audience, because it's improv, gets a little more involved. They're a little more likely to hoot and holler and to laugh really loud and to just, go nuts.
Hi, Fan. You have a cough and I think you're sick. Do you think Fan will die?
It pulls in theater fans and it pulls in old literature fans mixed with comedy fans. And I think it's just kind of the crux of what we do at Das Garage.
We do theater in a unique way. We do improv, and we do the best improv in North America. To be the first people who have done an invasion concept, that's a big deal.
I had this idea that there might be a way to do scripted plays and improv at the same time.
It actually originally started with Invasion Our Town.
It was wonderful to see something that's so familiar, so different every night. The invasion idea is really, really cool and really, really flexible.
I think in 2006, maybe I got a call from Megan Leahy who said, hey, I want to pitch that we do Invasion Christmas Carol.
And I think they envisioned it being like, oh, this would be a fun one-off. Little did they know it would be sold out.
And I guess you could say the rest is history.
Every show is different, so keep coming back for more fun. Hey, if you don't like it, just remember, no refunds!
If you see Invasion Christmas Carol, you are not only going to see a wildly insane Christmas show that is different every night, but on top of it, you're going to get a good version of A Christmas Carol. And there are times where we might make you well up a little bit during Invasion.
I release you with a full heart for the love of him you once were. May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
When Magid Rushdie directed, he really emphasized that we were not trying to be funny when we were just rehearsing by ourselves.
Is Invasion Christmas Carol a parody of A Christmas Carol, or is it A Christmas Carol? And I think the show works better when it's A Christmas Carol and we tie in the redemption story with adding whatever the invader is bringing in.
We've really codified when the invader enters. We've codified what scenes the invader can be. There's some variation year to year.
Ghost of Christmas Future, the Belle breakup scene, the Marley scene.
Well, you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind should have been my business.
They're like tentpole scenes that hold the show up.
Comedy has often, I think, historically been used as a device to get to real truth matters.
Even though he was a little child, shall not quarrel easily among ourselves. Don't forget poor Tim in doing it. No, Father. Am I a part of the family now?
I think at its core, Invasion Christmas Carol is still the story of Christmas Carol. We still want to see Scrooge redeemed at the end. That's still the most important part of the story.
My dear boy, I want you to take this money and go and buy that bird and tell them to take it to the Cratchits in Camden Town.
The Cambits in Cratchington.
No. The Cratchits in Camden Town, you dyslexic fuck. Now run along!
That is a surprise!
Yeah.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas to you!
Yay! And I think we all need that sometimes to believe that it could be real. And then you need, Shrek to be there too for some reason. Right. Yeah.
You get the sentimental good feeling of Scrooge's redemption at the end, but you also go on a place that you have no clue where you're going when the journey starts.
What is this?
got your prep, you've got your lines, you've got all that internal work, but as soon as that invader comes in, you know it's all gonna go out the door.
Just came in, just right through that wall there. You got the first wall, second wall, third wall, and you came through the fourth wall.
It's very rare that we repeat invaders.
I'll never forget the night Jack the Ripper invaded. The God Blesses Everyone was delivered by Jack the Ripper right after he slit Tim's throat. And so I will never forget that.
Thanos. It was so good because in the first scene, he snaps Bob Cratchit out of existence.
And so it's a blast to try and navigate, and the entire cast comes together backstage in between scenes trying to figure out how can we incorporate this, which idea works. We're scrambling for new costumes, so it's chaos, but it is such fun chaos.
Rock this way!
The shared responsibility of the show becomes such a big part where nobody ever feels like they have to carry it.
I think that's kind of one of the cool things about that show is you can be a little bit wilder because you know you've got 7 other people that'll figure out how to make it work.
Even the technical components are seamless with the choices that we're making on stage as improvisers.
God just got a letter. God just got a letter. God just got a letter. It's a prayer from us.
A lot of elements have stayed the same, a lot of elements have changed.
When we used to be at Elizabeth Street, every night on an easel we had 2 invaders. The audience members would come in and vote on an invader, and so that's who the person had to do based on the vote. And that was pretty exciting, right? You didn't know who you were gonna get. And we gave that up years ago.
Every single director has an opportunity to bring something new to the show, and every cast has an opportunity to try new things.
Tim, Scrooge, would yell in young Scrooge's face in the past scene.
Invest in railways! Railways! Write that in your fucking book!
Later in the second act, Maggot does the exact same thing to Scrooge, and he's like twisting his nipples, and he's like yelling in his face. And there are some shows where the entire cast would go over and start slapping him, and he has to act like he can't see anybody, and it's one of the funniest moments that we've done.
We've had Scrooges that are classic miserly Scrooge. We've had Scrooges that when they are challenged or scared, basically begin acting like babies.
There is just an opportunity for anyone to step into these roles and make it their own.
I think there is a part of Scrooge being a black man in London in the 1800s that is such an interesting dynamic.
Something that's great about Invasion Christmas Carol is it's a fun challenge for designers to do the same but different every year. Jamie Bullens has been the designer for the past several years, and he's mixed up his design quite a bit.
If you can do it so that it's quick and easy, you don't want to bog things down in terms of time. And so I think we all work together to make that happen.
That is it! No more for you two, all right?
I really wanted to do a thing where the audience was kind of themselves. Christmas Yet to Come, that they were kind of this jury and judge.
Having the tech crew wear these dark black gloves, pull him in to the darkness, it was one of the coolest moments I've ever seen.
We will never run out of this show. We will never run out of fun new things to bring to this format.
People want to come, get their heartstrings pulled, but also have a good laugh.
You forgot about everything else for an hour and a half.
You don't just see people coming back year after year, you see people coming back week after week.
I think it could play anywhere, really.
As long as you're coming to the show with the spirit, I think, of what the show is, which is that exact right mixture of not taking it too seriously, but also still being earnest about what A Christmas Carol is. I think anywhere can do it and do it successfully.
The line that comes to my head the most is what Fred says in The Counting House. He says that he wished that people would think of each other as fellow passengers to the grave and not some other race of creatures bound on other journeys. And to me, that's the heart of Christmas Carol.